Boom. Okay, sorry about this. Here we go. All right, so to add text, first we're going to use the wrench. You'll see that there are all these options. The first one is the add, and we're going to add text. It comes up looking terrible. We're going to add woot. And now we have done the text. Yay. This gives us some options. You'll see in the Layers tab, we can put stuff behind things. If you'll notice, if I put the woot layer by clicking and holding it behind it, it disappears. Right? One of the things I need to do is make a layer that causes that I've created a layer. You can do that by hitting the plus to have space to fill in. Let's do that real quick. I don't want it to be pink. I want it to be that good. And I'm going to just paint. Notice that as I paint, and I'm going to make a much bigger brush to fill in that space. This allows me to fill in carefully certain areas so it blocks out the things. I'm just going to do my face because that's what's most important. And now you notice that I can see the text layer and the graphic layer as separate entities. Some of you are going to want to add other images. You noticed in Lucas's piece, he added an image. We talked about, I think I talked to Charlie about adding the image of the horseshoe to the background image. So one of the things you can do is simply add another picture, just like you really started this project by adding a picture. We can go back in and hit the wrench and insert a photo or a file. I'm going to insert a photo. It's going to be this nice staircase. And there we go. You can stretch it or do the things you need to do to make it be where you want it to be, because that's what we did. And there it is under layers. You'll notice that layer 2 is my artwork. Layer woot is my woot. And my image needs to be behind my layer 3. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to turn back off that. So now you can see by simply importing an image, it allows for a lot more dynamic of a presentation. You can add as many as you can add layers. I'm going to go in and adjust the text now. So one of the things I can do is when I'm in the text layer itself, right, I can retype it. In the text layer, if I double click it, it gives me the ability to rasterize it. And what that does is that turns the text into actual pixels, which gives me the opportunity to, wait for it, Grayson, that's right, add a drop shadow. It can't do that until you have that selected, I don't believe. But here's also our fills and things that we can do that way. Now, let's say you wanted to add a particular font. Let's try to do that. So I'm going to go to the interwebs. I'm going to go start a new document. I'm going to go to dafont.com. I'm going to pick the very first thing that comes up, which is warmisty. Okay. I went to download warmisty.zip. It's the first thing I picked. Give me a break. Right? I'm going to go to my downloads. The thing is, on the iPad, this is a little bit different in that I need to click on it, which I just did, and create what's called this TTF, right? You see how I unzipped it to create the warmisty.ttf. Now let's get back to Procreate. There it is. If I double click on the font and I click on Ina or whatever it has decided to add as a default, it gives me all of these built-in fonts here that I can choose from, right? Zapfino. veranda, Times New Roman, right? All the things that are part of my system, right? But I can also import a font, and that allows me then to go to on my iPad where downloads, and there it is. There's warmisty.ttf. I'm going to double click this. I'm going to change Ina to Warmisty. Whee! Done. And there's my woot in a much more professional, very professional font on the forehead of my image, floating ominously in front of this cool staircase. Last but not least, let's try to change the color of this image. Aha! We're going to go to adjustments. Here it is. So I'm in my, let's take a look again, because I'm going to have to erase all of that before. Blah, blah, blah. So here I am, layer 2. I have layer 2 selected, which is the red. I don't want it to be red. I want it to be something that complements the color woot. And I'm going to go to the adjustments. Turn that off. This is my adjustments palette, and it allows me to adjust things on. And so I'm going to go hue, saturation, brightness. I'm going to do it on the layer, and I'll be able to adjust my hue this way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh yes, this works much better with that purple. Great. This is fantastic. So, if you need a recap, rewind this nonsense. I hope this helps. If it doesn't, email me.